My first ever sauna experience was almost 20 years ago. I was in school at the University of Maine, and the university had this ski cabin at Sugarloaf Mountain, and we got to go there on the weekends and ski at Sugarloaf. And I was there almost every weekend with my two best friends, Luke and Rob, and still kind of learning to telemark ski. I'd grown up skiing, and then it switched to telemark skiing in college to be able to go backcountry skiing. This was before backcountry skiing was a thing where you could just buy ultralight gear. And so we'd go telemark skiing, basically ski moguls all day, and at the end of the day, my legs were absolutely trashed every single time. And at the cabin there was this funky little shed that someone had stuck a tiny little wood stove in, and we would fire it up. It was sort of insulated, and we'd fire it up after a hard day of skiing and get it absolutely cooking, as hot as I could possibly imagine being at that time in my life. And then walk outside and just jump in the snow, just seemingly freezing the outside of our skin just enough to give that cooling sensation to want to go back in and do it again. And it was an amazing experience. And I remember the days that I did that, I felt better, I slept better, and then the day after I could ski a little bit harder. I was a little less sore. And I cherished that experience, partly because it was with friends and partly because it was such a wonderful experience. Fast forward to today, it's been almost 20 years since then, and I've bought my first home with my wife, and one of the first things we did was build a sauna. She loves saunas, and now I've really grown fond of that. And I'm still kind of chasing that initial experience that I had years and years ago with my best friends. In addition to that, kind of in a parallel life, I found myself working in healthcare. I've worked now in healthcare for 10 years. The last 5 years as an ER nurse in critical access hospitals. And emergency medicine was not quite what I hoped it would be. I thought it would be ski accidents and bike accidents that I saw in my life, and it wasn't that. It still isn't that. It's primarily chronic disease that gets worse and worse over time. And what I see day in and day out in the ER is pain and people who just don't feel good. They don't feel good about themselves, they don't feel good about their bodies, they're not having a good life experience. And then we kind of shout at them, you need to lose weight, you need to improve your health, you need to eat better. It's really hard to do those things when you feel terrible, when you're in pain, when you're overweight, when you don't have anyone else to do those things with. And it's a tough spot for me to be as a nurse who lives in a small town here in North Conway, and the community that I serve as a nurse is not healthy and is suffering. And one of the ways that I think I can help the community is through sauna and through the temperature extremes of going from hot to cold, whether in snow or in cold water. There are some immense health benefits that have been well documented in scientific literature, and for me it's not about that. It's about after you're done, you feel really dang good. And it makes it a lot easier to go exercise, to go eat healthy, to live a better life when you feel good. And so elemental saunas is my effort to try and change how people feel about themselves and how people feel in general in my community. And we do that through pop-up saunas where people can just come and drop in. We do that through charity work where we bring the saunas to individuals who, might really need it. And then, of course, we do need to make money, and so we rent it out to folks on weekends and on holidays who are coming up here who might want a more robust experience in the White Mountains. And if that speaks to you, if you're someone who likes the sauna, come find us at a pop-up or rent it for the weekend and enjoy feeling great.